Okay guys, we're down to the final round, what we in the rodeo world call the short go. We've got idle buff and 12 valve. So what we're gonna make is a rocket stove, and we've raised the stakes a little bit. I mean, unless my math is incorrect, I'm pretty sure you can't leave here without at least second place. But who wants to be second? I'm gonna let Alfred tell you about the stove.
Guys, we're building a rocket stove out of 4-inch square tubing. I'm gonna be very critical. I'm looking for #1 appearance on everything, okay? Y'all are the last two teams. Good luck to both of y'all.
Everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're gonna leave here and you're gonna get your strategy down, look at your blueprints. On your mark, get set, go. Here we go, gentlemen.
I'm gonna cut outside of it because we have to round it. So I'm gonna, when I cut it, I'm gonna cut outside and then shave it down a little bit.
One thing about the idle buff team that we've learned is they work really fast. The 12 valve bobs, they work really clean. So we've got enough time for them to finish the project. So I think it's tough to say. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up who's gonna win this one. I don't think I've seen Tanner actually cut one thing all day. That's Simon's job. Simon cuts, Tanner welds. It seems to be working for him. I mean, they're in the short go together. The rocket stove, all the angles have to be right. Everything's got to be, they're going to judge them pretty hard after this. So if you don't have a 45-degree angle coming out of your fuel pipe, they're going to dock you. That doesn't look good at all, doesn't it? That's a big gap right there. All of a sudden. He says he can handle it.
That's a lot nicer of a gap. Cut this one at the 14 for sure.
Yeah, no, they're both at 14.
I know,
Hey, watch
but
out.
you gotta take it from this one, the spot.
Do you guys know what a rocket stove is? You put your fuel in here, and you can put your coffee up there, and it sends the heat up there, and your airflow comes right here. Gotta have oxygen, baby. How's it coming together? 2 feet, 2 feet. How are y'all gonna cut your hole? Oh, cutting torch? What they're using the what's a
Cutting wheel, I think.
yeah. I would use the cutting torch myself. But I'm better than average at a cutting torch, kind of like 12 valve here. Who, by the way, named their team name after my beloved 12 valve, the first gen, the Bulldog. Do you guys drive a 12 valve? If you win this, how about I give you my 12 valve?
I'll take that.
Plus, you also pay me.
How much though?
Just 20, just 20,000. That's it, 20K. That's a deal. I've been telling everybody else 25,000. You win this, you get a discount on my truck.
I can weld something though. I can't just stand here.
You can't weld that yet, because if you start welding that yet, it's not gonna be able to make you flash and perfect.
Yeah, because you can set this like this. And you will.
The other team is going with a cutting torch. What made you go with the cutting wheel?
It's a smoother cut, and I don't have to worry about if I go off track.
You don't trust your cutting torch abilities? Hey, this is all about winning, right? It's not about pride in your cutting torch abilities. Yeah, so get this cut right, and then it's all about making the welds look pretty.
Cut this whole thing out.
Get your helmets. It's time to burn some rods. They both started welding at the exact same time. They're neck and neck. Simon's nervous because he's not too excited about his welds, but Kyle over there, who, according to Simon, is the better welder, he's got a gap fill in, it's like that big, so there's no telling. How do you feel about having to fill that gap in?
I'm gonna find out.
That's a big gap. See that gap? See it in there? You gotta fill that gap. You gotta go real slow to get it filled in. But we only have 44 minutes. It's like you almost want to move it, but the angles are right. They have worked their way up to the hardest task. And it's gonna be neck and neck all the way down to the wire. Yeah, that looks really clean.
And then that came with the gap.
Yeah, that one doesn't look as clean. It looks like two separate people.
I know.
Simon? One thing these guys have going for them is both of them are working. The other team, Ryan, is doing a lot of watching while Kyle is working. And I think it's because he's just like really wants it to go right. But Tanner is working his butt off while Simon is welding. Halfway, 35 minutes. Okay. Kyle just filled the Grand Canyon over here with his welding, but these guys have been tending to all the other aesthetics. So it's really gonna come down to I don't know, but this guy can weld. These guys are putting in the extra work. Whew. We are getting down to the wire. 7 minutes. We're putting the legs on, trying to make everything look pretty. The very first one was a stool. Let's try to get it done, make it square. The second one was try to complete the project, get everything put together and weld as much as you can. This one is all of the above. And it's gonna come down to the last 30 seconds. They're a little behind. Great welding. Like, I think Kyle is probably the best welder, but that's not what it's about. It's about the finished product. 4 minutes. Cover. Two and a half minutes. Both teams are working on the legs right now. We got 60 seconds left. "25 seconds. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weapons down, weapons down. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the final round, the short go of Top Welder at Tulsa Welding School. We're gonna talk to our first team here, 12 valve. How do you guys feel about your rocket stove?
Feel pretty good, confident.
You had some really big gaps in there and really pretty welds filling in some big gaps.
Yes, sir.
Any challenges, anything you'd do different going back?
Measure right.
You had one measure, one cut wrong. All right, let's talk to the It'll Buff. How do you guys feel about it?
We should do a little bit more buffing on it.
Yes, sir. You kind of changed it up. So you've been the quarterback in the first round, second round, doing a lot of the welding. But my man Simon came in and did some welding on this one. How do you feel?
Felt like I started off pretty good, and then I got to them gaps and had to buff it down so I could get a flat surface, so them gaps were filled a little bit more, and then I started putting a little bit of pretty bead on there. Still not as pretty as theirs, but I felt confident about it.
Hence the name It'll Buff. Talking to our judges, we're gonna announce a winner. Second place, each winner's gonna get $500 of welding supplies, as well as a $600 Lincoln welder. First place is gonna win $1,000 in welding supplies and a $4,000 Miller welder. They're also gonna each get Second place will each get $4,500 scholarship, and first place is going to be awarded $6,500 scholarship to each participant, each team member. So, your top welder at the Tulsa Welding School is going to go to the It'll Buff team, first place. Congratulations. Good job, everybody. High fives all around. Great job, guys. We'd like to thank everybody that participated today. Tulsa Welding School, thank you so much. And you guys, we're on to the next one, to the next top welder at Tulsa Welding School.